electronic harassment, Homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. And once she runs underneath my window, she's expected me to go outside. And that's what the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right. Forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what. What we have here, the female. We'll be making deliveries. There we go. She's been. Instructed, I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. to the electronic harassment, homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. And once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. In other words, once I push the window and respond to the electronic harassment, homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run the And once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. Yep. There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. Purposes. In other words, once I approach the window and respond to the electronic harassment. Homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. And once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. window and respond to the electronic harassment, Homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window, and once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm test. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. Yep. Here we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. words, once I approach the window and respond to the electronic harassment, homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. And once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255. Right. Form tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her. I approach the window and respond to the electronic harassment, homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here. The female will be making deliveries. There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed. I am recording. You saw her.
La Yuli llevó su novio, es americano, la hija de Ana. Y como vino su hija de Nueva York, la que está estudiando también andaba ahí. A mí, como les dije que iba a trabajar, pues no me dejara mi trabajo por no, pero sí va a ir porque según le dio de regalo un viaje de ida y vuelta cuando vayan a ir ahí. Abierto pues, su hija. La hija gana mucho dinero, se le estaba platicando acá, que esa mujer es muy inteligente. Y es hija de los ingenieros, ¿no? De los estados. De la computadora, del traje, del chile.
Okay, we have homeowner Martinez once again parked across the street, right there. The black four-door Jeep. Community gang stocking in the background. And we have homeowner Martinez's son right here. And Carlos just arrived, right there. That's Carlos. Protein shake business. Okay, so the Daily Planet attacks continue. Homeowner Martinez, four-door black Jeep, next door, 5135. Blocking the, right in front of 5130. And I continue sleeping with my head inside this aluminum pot. And that's the reason community gang stocking, the game of manipulation, Daily Planet attacks. History in the making, of course. Please get involved. It is worth your time and effort. And this is the reason it is posted as a national security threat. You saw the female clearly taunting me, waiting just for me once I approached the window. The military-grade technology, very aware of my location and activities, instructions given on command signal. This is military-grade technology, Army apparatus, tracking signal scanner device, high-tech surveillance monitor. Okay? And this is how they're able to transmit and transfer extreme high-level frequencies that attacks the victim's nervous system. Loss of coordination, accidents, and death will happen. Bright light harassment, on and off switch, set up on the victim's eye scope, natural instinct to focus on any light source, but it's turned on with an intensity, and we have a jogger in front as a witness. He was able to take a second look how victims are preconditioned at home to respond, and of course reaction response cover up our windows. That's how that works. And electromagnetic field waves. Go on Tech Ingredients, YouTube channel Tech Ingredients. Detailed information, equal exposure from microwave oven, x-ray machine, or sleeping next to a high power line. This is how they're able to manipulate businesses, remain in control, and silence their arbitraries. Thomas from Mayor, Larry Dominic, the machine. There you go. Intentions are very clear. Tuesday, May 12th, 2026, 9:16 a.m. Ex-wife, next room, and obviously this is to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. And you guys just witnessed homeowner Martinez's son, black 4-door Jeep, parked right in front of 5130. And they live next door, 5135. Get involved. History in the making. That's right, history in the making. Thomas Mayor, Larry Dominic of Show of Force, May 1st, 2026, Friday at 6:17 p.m. A show of force for documentation purposes of mental health issue illness to avoid long-term electronic harassment, secondary health issues, or radiation levels. All this information is on our social media platform. Going back, February 27th, 2026, a U.S. Marshal, fake catch and release father and son, Friday at 3 p.m. The father continues hiding at 5130, and to avoid incriminating the U.S. Marshal and our current mayor, Larry Dominic. That's right. And this is Daily Plan Attacks, the game of manipulation. Entrapment. That's right, for entrapment purposes. And you saw clearly this female right here. Well, we have the female on video. This female clearly is is instructed to taunt me once I approach the window. This is it right here. It doesn't get clearer than this. She's instructed to come out, making sure there's no witnesses, and she's going to be standing there, and she's going to be laughing, because they are instructing her right from next door, 5135. Yeah, she's in communication with them. She is wearing a listening device, and she's clearly waiting for me to approach the window. Once I approach the window, she will engage with the eye contact and laughing, taunting the victim. Mind games. Community gang stalking. There she is. She's getting ready to laugh, and she will have a prolonged eye contact. Watch. In other words, once I approach the window and respond to the electronic harassment, homeowner Martinez will be instructed to run underneath my window. And once she runs underneath my window, she's expecting me to go outside, and that's when the police officers will be waiting for me. Okay? In my case, Sergeant Porter.
She's laughing.
Badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo. Waiting. Standing by. Oh, look at what we have here.
Eye contact now. Watch.
We'll
The
be
signal.
making deliveries.
The signal. There you go. See that?
There we go. She's been instructed. I am recording. She's been instructed.
And she slams the door.
Recording.
See that?
You saw her.
Get involved, guys. History in the making. This is it. This is it. Okay? Remember, the consequences are very severe under doctor's care, and the victims are preconditioned at home to respond. Based on psychological warfare books, The Art of War, The 48 Laws, The Centennial, Mind Games. I think my ex-wife is checking out my YouTube channel. She's listening to my conversation. I need my privacy.
Yo pago $1,800 en esta casa y pago para pedirles. Y él se pone a grabar en mi cuarto, se mete en my fucking room, recording everything. And then he goes on the window, he put the cameras in front of my house and recording everything. Graba al señor de la tienda allá enfrente, lo graba. Y a la vecina la graba que se está bañando desnuda en la ventana. La señora ella me dijo que se está sintiendo acosada de este hombre, pero que por mí no me meten a la cárcel. Porque eso es un delito, estar mirando a la gente y como mujer está en su propiedad privada, está grabando y lo sube en YouTube. ¿Me entiendes? Y la señora ella dijo que ella, sus hijos. ¿Qué dice? Pues sí. Ajá. Y el señor el señor de allá de la tienda me dijo, él viene a provocarme, pero cuando lo sigo, ahí corre como una gallina. ¿Por qué corre? ¿Por qué no se me enfrenta como hombre? Dile que tenga huevos para enfrentarse a mí. Pero no, él corre como una gallina.
Well, there you go. Ex-wife, she overheard my conversation, and obviously, she is very concerned. Once again, this is to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. This is a pretty strong tool when it comes to electronic harassment. And please subscribe to Tech Ingredients, YouTube channel Tech Ingredients, detailed information of unsolved murder cases of identity theft, Medicaid, civilians being targeted as far as their brain, and electronic harassment. Equal exposure from microwave oven, x-ray machine, or sleeping next to a high power line. Public service notification awareness, get involved, history in the making. Victims are preconditioned at home, depending on their status, and this is how they're able to manipulate businesses, remain in control, and silence their arbitraries, organized crime family process. Please contact Internal Revenue Services, the IRS, post the date, January 8th, 2025, fill the petition with a tax preparer, tax evasion, regarding 5132 West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60804. No longer sharing the spreadsheet because of community family guidelines, but the information is there for future reference. Appreciate your support, guys. Please share information, and you can see clearly what is behind the game of manipulation, daily plan attacks, entrapment, and Homeowner Martinez, 4-door black Jeep, right in front of 5130, where the female was recorded waiting just for me to approach the window. Taunting, mind games. That's right, the game of manipulation. Entrapment, state fraud, mental health hospital, inpatient entrapment. And we also have uploaded the video of the mob, Board of Education, working alongside a building inspector, driving right behind her, and clearly this is a second character witness for this specific purpose. Once again, we have the mob and a building inspector participating in this type of criminal act. Okay? Get involved, guys. Please share information. If these news media outlets are not covering information, simply turn the channel and you will see a great improvement in your community. Okay? Make your community count, just like I am. Okay? Trafficking, distribution, and packaging of narcotics continue. Children are being used. Young teens, addiction, withdrawal, family withdrawal, same process. It's just a little easier because of their youth and because of their addiction. That's right. Public service notification awareness, guys. It is worth your time and effort. History in the making. Ex-wife will be leaving to Mexico soon. She will be retiring. Obviously, I cannot stay here because I cannot afford the rent. I'm paying $500. She's asking $1,200. Without a victim, such as I, you cannot open up a federal case of this sort. Okay? So please get involved and show your support and share our information, guys. Make this year count. And we've been doing this since 2003, year and present. May 12th, 2026, Tuesday, 9:26 a.m. Thomas Cicero officials have declared me public enemy number one for my public service. Okay? They're spending all their time and resources on me rather than protect Morton High School students. And that young teen victim, 17 years old, no longer with us. Our condolences to the family. And this should bring some more evidence and some type of... Well, we're trying to create awareness here, guys. And obviously, this military-grade technology is a big part of it. And community gang stalking, dog barking on command signal, bright light harassment, eye contact, provoke confrontation, and creating family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. There you go, guys. It doesn't get clearer than this. Well, we're going to see what happens. But we are working with Samantha Chapman, Channel 7 News, private investigator. She has offered to help. And this should bring a little more clarity as far as my daily routine. And there's a reason why I'm still here. There's a reason why I'm still here. And there's a reason why Thomas Cicero officials continue spending all their time and resources on me. Remember, May 1st, 2026, Friday at 6:17 p.m., 60 plus police officers and paramedic and fire department were deployed. The entire block under lockdown, the back alley and the front. And this is a misuse, safety concerns of taxpayers' emergency revenue funds that are needed each summer when the flooding begins. There's no water, there's nowhere for the water to go. If you have a pump, it's not going to work out, because if you pump the water in the alley or in the front, it's just going to come back in. So we are trying to create awareness of this criminal organization. And Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132, they moved out upon notification of bleeding on my brain by University of Illinois and McNeil Hospital. And my doctor at Oak Street Health read my MRI and my CAT scan. He said the bleeding stopped. You have nothing to worry about. Well, when the bleeding stops, it creates a blood clot. This is dry blood that travels up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. Silent, incoherent victims. Nursing home final faith. Identity theft Medicaid takes place. Organized crime family process. That's why it's so important for me to respond. And obviously, May 1st, 2026, Friday at 6:17 p.m., I responded by covering up the windows, and once I responded by taking off the boards from the window, sure enough, Thomas Cicero police officers and paramedic and fire department, they left. So, like I always state, if you do not want to be a victim of this sort, all you have to do is remove the items from the window. And that's exactly what I did. And it worked out in my favor, of course. But, and we uploaded the incident number. Obviously, they were looking for somebody. And they also contacted my ex-wife at her job. She fainted. They didn't give too much detail who they were looking for. They just said, we are looking for someone that wants to hurt themselves in your property. In other words, social acting, bad cop, good cop, trying to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. Capitalizing on my ex-wife's concerns. That's how that works. See that? And, a police officer by the name of Morano also interacted with my oldest son, Carlos Rodriguez, that they approached in the garage. He followed the commands. They searched his basement. And they stated, the police officer by the name of Morano, is Miguel Rodriguez your father? Yes. Is he upstairs? He's a good friend of mine. Good cop, bad cop. Trying to lure me into going outside. And that's the reason for the paramedics and fire department there. See that? It was a failed attempt and a lot of money once again. February 27th, 2026, a U.S. Marshal as well. A lot of money. So the money being tossed around, a lot of time, effort, strategizing, and resources on me, the public enemy number one, for this specific purpose. Plenty of trap houses in the area, and the dollar store owner, of course, and young teens and children continue to be victimized. Get involved, guys. Please do your diligence and share information. Appreciate your support. Ex-wife is talking to her friend. Obviously, she's very, very concerned about me. There you go. No witnesses. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. History in the making.